Okay, y'all. I cut off from taking too long. So, here is the base look and the lipstick look. I feel like this lipstick looks very orange, and it never did before. It was more red. Like a pink red, but this is like a pink orange. And that was not what I'm going for, but we'll see. It may be because I just got this one, and it just hasn't, you know, oxidized yet or whatever. So I'm now going to use my Sigma Sculpt and put on a little bit of bronzer. And let's see, I'm just going to use the Faking It. And just to kind of get a little shadow down here. Just a touch of it back here. A little bit right up there in the temples. And across the brow. Also, I use a little under the nose. And then on the bulbous part of the chin and down. Whoops, messed up my hair. It was just so lovely before, y'all. I don't know what's up with my hair lately. I can't seem to do anything with it. Okay, so that's that. Then we're going to put on some blush. I don't feel like I need highlighter because I look very shiny. Alright, so I'm using my Sigma blush palette, and I'm going to use, because of these colors, I'm going to use a mixture of this kind of Tiger Lily, which is an orangey melon tone, and this Coral Rosa instead of the pink. I'm just going to smile and dab it on the apples of the cheeks and then blend up, right above where you had your bronzer. And right in front of it, or below it, when you're on your brow. On the base of the nose, just a little bit down the nose. Whoops, I did a little too much there. There. Just looks like you got a little bit of sun. Again. Right on that, and then just blend up. Stay above, and right on the bulbous part of the chin again. And blend it down. That's enough of that. If you ever do too much, remember, just get you a regular brush and use either a powder right in front of it, like come in front of it, like that, and blend back into it to kind of blend it. And I feel like I did a little too much. Now, I did say I was going to use some powder over this, so I'm going to use a dual fiber, and I'm going to go into this Pet Name, which is kind of a pink powder color, and I'm just going to dust off my whole face a little bit, just so I can have a little bit of powder, and that includes under the eyes. And y'all, it just looks very powdery now. I feel like it actually ages you to wear powder. Did it set it? Yeah. This is actually wet with sweat. So these will have to be washed. What do I think about that? Well, first of all, I feel like this serum is just too much. And I'm very seriously considering sending this back. The serum's too much. It's too oily inside the makeup. I don't feel like they're hitting their mark on their makeup and their skincare anymore. I hope they haven't done anything to my other two, because I got to tell you, I really do like my CC cream, and I do like my my absolute favorite. It is not, that's the Perfection Lumiere Velvet. Why do I always have to read that? Perfection Lumiere Velvet, and then there's the Vita Lumiere Aqua, which is probably more of the moisture one. Wow, that cleaned it right up. What's in that? It cleaned the brush, y'all. There's no makeup left on that. It's white on the tips now. It's weird. Okay. So now it's time to say goodbye. I need to get going. So what I'm going to do real quickly, I'm going to do one of my quicker palettes. What should I use? What should I use? You know what? I don't know. Any palette will do. Any palette will do that. Just pick up a palette So any kind of warm to gray tone, what am I trying to say? Colors will work. So I'm just going to use a matte white, any matte white. I'm going to use a cool tone matte white right under the brow and inner corner. And then I also kind of do the edges so that your color has something to come into, especially since I feel like I'm sweaty and oily now. I definitely want to have a powder down for my makeup to come into, because otherwise it's going to stick right here and here. So that's why I'm putting that white leftovers out there. Okay. That was a Sigma Beauty brush. Y'all know all of them are. So where is my transition brush? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. This is a Sigma E50. And I'm just going to use a cool tone rose. Kind of like a rosy camel color. Because I feel like that would be perfect. And actually I'm going to bring that all the way down to the lid just to keep things simple. I will still put a color in the crease like I always do. But that's actually a pretty good color for me. Yeah. And again. So funny. This is an older palette and it smells like chocolate. Remember how everybody went into the chocolate, and then they came out with peach scents and butterscotch and coffee and vanilla and all that? I liked that era. I love for my makeup to smell like food. I'm okay with it. Alright, now I want a tapered blending brush, and I'm going to get a little bit darker. Mainly right on the end of the lid. Come up a little and then go into the crease. This is just for depth. And I'm using kind of a burgundy brown to go with this rose. And all it is giving some depth. I feel like it did good. You can use any color at this point. I mainly I'm just finishing getting ready with you, to be honest. Because the main thing was to show you the foundation, and I would love your thoughts. I really would this time, more than ever, because it's expensive and I'm thinking about sending it back. You know, even for, when you can't try things in the store like you used to with testers and samples, then they offer you this opportunity to try it and then you can send it back, and I never do. But when it's really expensive, I'm going to, because it's like, that's too much money to say, yeah, no big deal. It's like, no, it is. That was really expensive. And so I don't like it. And right now, we'll see if I feel different by the end of the day, okay? I'll let y'all know. But right now, I'm thinking no. This is, it feels greasy, but I am hot. I am in a hurry, which makes me get sweaty too. I'm going to use the same color to just reinforce my brow a little bit. Just a little bit. Oops. And I got a boo-boo now, but I'll fix it in just a second. I'll come in the front, because this is a really dark color. That probably wasn't the best color, but we're done now, so I have to use it. And reinforce the back of the brow right there, and then this front area, come up to there. Front area, come up to there. I just skipped. That's the problem. And then the problem is when you try to fix something like that, you make your brow darker and darker until you look way too dark for your face. So sometimes you can do that because it's your culture, and that look works for you. Like, I'll never forget, on the cover of the book, The Diary of Anne Frank, awesome book, story of a Jewish girl during the Holocaust. Excellent book. Everybody should read it. I remember the picture on the front supposedly is really her, and I remember the thing I noticed most was her dark brows. I don't know why, but that's the thing visually I remember the most about her. That, and that she had so much joy in her eyes to have undergone what she went through is quite it's a very uplifting. It's horrific what man can do to man, but it was also very uplifting to see what joy faith can bring. In the midst of absolute horror. A horror. Oh, just awful. And when we think, oh, the Germans were so bad, mankind does that to mankind all the time. It's not just a certain race, it's not just a certain culture, it's the evil of man coming out, period. And it's lots of cultures and lots of races and lots of prejudice and lots of, sometimes we disguise evil with the word prejudice. It's just the evil heart of man, period. And we deserve to die for it. God is forgiving. And sometimes man is forgiving, which is amazing. And she's a story of that. So just read the Diary of Anne Frank if you haven't. If you have, it's still a good one to reread because she's very, very encouraging. I find her to be. Even in this day and age of different things that we go through. It's just like, wow, 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 what a girl. So, alright, so there's that. I didn't put on any gel liner yet for my waterline, and I'll do that. This is the It Cosmetics No Tug waterproof gel liner, and I'm just it is no tug. It's a nice gel consistency because it's waterproof, and just the warmth of my skin is making it go on very smoothly. And then I do also Tightline, which is your upper waterline. I don't know where the word Tightline came from. Maybe because it makes your eyes appear tighter, to do both upper and lower, which will make your eyes look smaller. And I don't mind that. I don't necessarily want big looking eyes. If you have big eyes, that's great. But if you have small eyes, there's nothing wrong with that. So, what's the look you want, you know? Do you want to open up the look of your eyes, or do you like a tighter eye? And because my eyes are green, for some reason I feel like I like the black lining on both the upper and lower waterline. That's what tight lining is upper waterline. I don't know where that word came from. So, anyway, I am not going to use an eyelash curler, but I am